Hello, everyone. My name is Stanley St. Rose, and today we're going to be talking about The Nightingale and the Rose, written by Oscar Wilde. Now, before I go into summary analysis of this work, please remember to leave a like, subscribe, and or comment so that the channel can continue to grow. So, Nightingale and the Rose, very interesting work here. Basically, what we have here, there's a young student. He is heavily interested in this girl. Um, Maybe he's in love, maybe not. I mean, this short story kind of it doesn't tell us directly that he's in love or that she's in love with him. The point of the matter is that this young student, there's a ball that's gonna happen, and he is crying and he's wailing. He wants to be with this young girl. It's his professor's daughter, and basically he speaks to her and she says, I'll go with you or I'll dance with you if you give me a red rose. And so this young man, he goes off looking for a red rose. He can't find the red rose, and he just starts weeping and weeping. And in fairy tale like fashion, the animals around him, the creatures around him, they're like, oh, what's the matter with this guy? Why is he crying over a woman? Why is he being like this? This is no point to be crying and wailing over, not having a rose, or this. They're just making fun of the situation. They're like, this is ridiculous. But there's a nightingale that sees this young man crying over, this young woman. He really wants to be with her. He wants to go to this dance with her. He wants to dance with her. So the nightingale sees this as love. Personally, I'll just put in my 2 cents here. I think it's infatuation. In many ways, when you see someone, when you want something, and when you desire something at first glance, sometimes it's infatuation. You see a beautiful woman and you want to be with her, and that first wave of infatuation, you're enamored. You have this strong impulse to be with that person. I think true love is something that is built over time. I think it's something that has layers. I think it's something that grows. I think it's something that's constructed. I don't think you just instantly you're in love. I think that true love is between two people that built it up and strengthen it and add layers to it and makes it complex. That's true love. It's built on something. It's not when somebody automatically loves you so quickly, so vastly. um yes, that could be the early stages of love, but I think there's a period of building upon it. So the way that this young man quickly falls in love with this young woman without really truly knowing her, I think a lot of it at the beginning, of course, is mostly infatuation, or just he's just enamored with her. And the Nightingale sees his plight, and Nightingale goes off looking for a red rose for the young man so that he can give to the girl, so that they can be in love. And because the Nightingale is all about love, about true love, and because the Nightingale has a beautiful song, Nightingales can sing really well, and so the Nightingale kind of seems, it appears to be like the symbol of love and sacrifice within this work. And so the Nightingale goes off. The Nightingale goes to a first rose tree, and the rose tree is like, no, I only have white roses. Then the next rose tree only has yellow roses. Then the last rose tree does have red roses, but because of the weather and the time of the season, the red rose tree says, I don't have any roses, but there's only one way. But the rose tree's like, yeah, I don't want to tell you because the price is high for you to get a red rose. And the nightingale's like, I'll do it. And the red rose tree says, well, you pretty much have to pierce your heart with a thorn and give me your life's blood, and also sing to me. And with the singing and your heart's blood, I can make a red rose for the young man. And so the nightingale goes back to the young man. And she's like, listen, I'll do this for you. I'll give my life for you. I'll sing to the tree and everything, but you have to promise me that you'll love this girl and you'll be with this girl, and all for love, right? But the young man doesn't really understand the Nightingale because he only understands books, and so the Nightingale does all of this without the young man really understanding what's happening for him. And so the Nightingale does this big gesture without really even anybody acknowledging that she's really doing this, except for the trees and nature itself. And so the Nightingale goes back to the rose tree, and pretty much all night long she sings, and her heart is pierced with the thorn, and the blood is taken, and she dies, and the red rose is created, and the young man takes the red rose back to the girl, and the girl's like, I don't want it anymore. I don't want to go with you because I have another suitor that gave me precious jewels and material stuff, and so you're not worth going to this dance with. You're not worth wasting my time. You can't afford anything. You have no money, so get out of my face, basically. And the young man, of course, he's upset. He's really mad, angry, and he throws the red rose in the street, and the red rose gets trampled with a cart. And the young man goes back to his books, pretty much forgetting about the girl. So they both go their own ways. The young man is not crying anymore. He's like, logic makes more sense better than love, because logic is practical, it's sensible. There's some steps you can follow, while love is complex. Loving people, it's not an easy thing. It's one of the hardest things for humans to get right. Think about divorces and how common they are in the Western world. Think about some people don't even really get married for love. For most of human existence, a lot of people got married to survive, or to have children, or to fit within the parameters of society. So it's only currently that we can truly say that far and wide, most people will now kind of use love or affection as the central thing in marriage. Hundreds of years ago, marriage was about status, social bonds, political bonds and ties and things like that. And still to this day, a lot of marriages, it's about material goods, just like within this story. This has nothing to do with marriage, but the girl pretty much rejects the guy with the rose that truly loved her, or that had the early beginnings of love. She rejects him and goes with the suitor with the jewels and the riches, because, well, he has money. And so her her ultimate choice has nothing to do with love. It has to do with things, material wealth, and goods. And a lot of times, as the statistics prove, time and time again, material wealth cannot love you. I mean, it is certainly enjoyable to enjoy the nicer things in life: nice clothes, nice houses, vacations, and all that kind of stuff. But ultimately, the thing that's usually more valuable is love, because some people are poor but they're in love, and so they can make it through anything. So in terms of analysis and deeper meaning, this short story here, this fairy tale here by Oscar Wilde, there's a lot we can take from it. There's a lot we can understand from it about what love is, and the things within this world. Sometimes you kind of have to wonder, can true love exist when so many people only care about material goods? Can true love exist when people are only concerned about money, and having nice stuff? And well, it's hard to say, because time and time again, you'll see couples, they get together because of money, and the thing that breaks them apart is money. And Sometimes you have all the money in the world, but you have nobody to share it with, and you're all alone. And so the young man, the student here, he actually goes back to a life of isolation and loneliness, and to him, a dusty book is more valuable than pursuing after true love. Because when he did pursue after true love, well, he was trampled upon. And the nightingale, I mean, this is the saddest thing. The nightingale, who is a symbol of love, shows you how true love was, pretty much extinguished, because the nightingale gave up its life for this young man who pretty much barely notices her. So that's very fascinating, what happens within this work. There's definitely a lot here. But yeah, Oscar Wilde definitely judges our world, our society, in terms of, we do all these things, in terms of chasing after material goods, or marrying for material goods, and a lot of times they don't even last. So that's a lot to think about. So that's the work. That's what happens within the work. Please remember to leave a like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you guys in the next video.